Welcome to Stuff. Jesse, tell us what we've got.
Okay, so today we have a 4th generation 32 gigabyte iPod Touch, which you probably have never seen before because it came to Earth from aliens.
Actually,
Is that right?
I was fairly sure that this wasn't. I'd never actually seen an Apple product in my life before because I'm certainly not recording onto a MacBook or anything.
Right.
So I figured this was the reincarnation of modern apples. I thought this was food.
He tried to eat it.
It was delicious. And so we got another one. Here you go, Jesse.
Right, because you don't want to have a review of an iPod Touch that has bite marks on it.
Yeah.
That generally doesn't end well.
No.
So, Leighton, today we have the 32 gigabyte 4th gen iPod Touch, as I said before,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a very good iPod. As if you've ever used this iPod Touch before, it has a camera, which is really nice because if you're out and about and you want to take a picture, you don't have to pull out a phone or a professional camera or anything
Exactly.
like that.
You have a little thing
This thin.
Camera I'm using is this big.
Exactly. Which is what we're filming us on, which is really cool.
And actually, the technology that's going into this and newer iPhones and stuff is getting very close to the quality of this camera I am shooting
Right, which is pretty amazing.
now. Yes.
So, the 32 gigabyte model, as we have said many, many, many times, can hold a lot of stuff. I have had the 2nd gen 8 gigabyte model, and I find it being filled up very quickly. So
Yes.
if you have a lot of music, go ahead and upgrade to the 32 or 64 gigabyte models.
Same thing with, I had a 16 gigabyte iPad that, it's surprising how quickly you put crap on there.
Correct, and it's worth getting a 4th gen if you have the 1st through 3rd generation iPod Touches. They can be a little bit lacking because I've had the 2nd gen iPod Touch before I had this one, and I found myself going through the App Store and not being able to actually buy or download a whole bunch of apps because you can't upgrade to the new iOS 6.
If you've noticed that with Apple products, seeing as the Mac OS X has outrun my MacBook and the iOS outran my 1st generation iPad, so you're kind of forced to move on.
Correct. So it is very, very good to have this iPod. I've had no problems with it. They're very fast. They have a great display. I'm not sure exactly the resolution of it, but
It's not Retina,
no.
if you care about that.
But, no one really cares because I don't go and count pixels. So
Unless you do, then we have, it's okay.
then you
We're
have
not
other
judging
issues. Yes.
Actually, we are judging you.
Yes. So, like I said, I have no problems with it. This is a very good iPod Touch. It is very clean, very sleek.
And also, one thing, if you actually do pay attention to the world around you and aren't living under a rock, which, I mean, I know people who live under rocks, but
Right.
still, there's a new iPod that came out very recently, very similar screen to the iPhone 5, all that stuff. However, this is still a good iPod.
Correct. And it's much cheaper than if you were to go and buy the
Exactly.
iPod Touch 5.
If you are a budget Apple consumer, this is still a legitimate option. iOS has not outrun it, unless you want Siri, but that's a whole other thing completely.
Correct.
Unless you just are totally all over the wider screen and the colors and the big camera.
What do you get? One more row of apps? I mean, maybe it would change my
Doesn't
my
change the
views
memory.
Right. If I had one, it might change my views a little bit, but I'm very partial to this iPod. It's not that expensive. You can pick them up on eBay for under $200.
Yes.
And it's very worth it. And don't go out and get the lower generations because it's going to be worth it to have at least the 4th generation.
This
iPod
one
Touch.
has still kept up with Apple's operating system. Anything
Correct.
below this is obsolete. You can pretty much go ahead and say that it's
Right.
become obsolete. And, well, that's about all I have to say about that. Do you have anything else to share with us, Jesse?
I do have something to share with you because I have this Griffin case with this iPod Touch.
Now, this is a funny
Now-
story.
This is a case worth getting. I've seen them. It comes in different parts, but I've seen them at Walmart and things. They're about $30 to $40 for this one military case. I think this is. Don't judge me on this. I think it might be the Defender series
I'm not entirely sure. Does
or
it say
something
somewhere?
like that. No, but it is made by Griffin. It is a very
Of
cool
course.
case. It's got these rubberized backings, and then it slips into its rubberized housing, which works very well. And I would know this because I ran over this iPod. Now,
That's
some
how we
of
got it
you.
so cheap. Actually,
Exactly.
that's why he didn't pay anything for it.
Right. Some of you might be asking, well, why can't I just run over an iPod and get it for free? Because I
He's
ran over
magic.
it in a parking lot and I found it under my tire unscathed. This iPod works perfectly well. There's nothing wrong with it. The case protected it from a car. Now, given I have a very old, big boat of a car that weighs about 5,000 pounds, and this case protected it from being run over. So, if you have an iPod Touch, get this case because it's very well. It's very good.
Tried and proven, tried and tested. This,
Yes.
if anything, this should convince you the durability of this
Right.
case.
I ran over it
In this
without
case.
even knowing it. Looked under my tire, saw an iPod. I have a free iPod. Hey, hey.
So if you lose it, at least somebody else can have it for free.
Exactly.
You're spreading the
Now,
love.
now this case is very awesome. It's water protectant. It is not waterproof,
Yeah.
but it still works very well. It's got a flap over the camera. You have a flap underneath the bottom of it to protect all of your ports and everything. And it's got the screen protector on it, so you don't have to worry about going out and getting an aftermarket screen protector. And it's got
'Cause
all of the raised bumps, so you can use the volume rocker and the power button and everything. Then you can still use the
Needless
button underneath.
Needless to say, if you can run over it with a car, you don't need to worry about dropping this thing unless
Correct.
you're dropping it from space. And even then, we haven't tested that yet.
Right. We will though. Though don't get us wrong, because
Have my rocket in my backyard
Right.
already.
and
already.
we even gave it to the Red Bull guy who jumped
Yeah,
from space, but he
yeah.
didn't drop it because he wanted to keep it. So
Yeah.
we're suing him and trying to get our iPod back.
Which is why we don't have it right now.
Exactly.
You totally didn't just see it.
Right. So if you are looking for a tough case, I haven't tried the outer box cases, but I know that this Griffin case will work for you and protect against pretty much anything you have. So it is a very good case, very worth getting. It looks really cool. It's military tough, so very recommended.
And right now, we've seen the iPod itself. We've seen the case it's in. But now we're going to take a look at some things inside the iPod. And for that, we're going
You're
to
gonna
go...
take apart my iPod?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
going to melt the insides, pour it out into a little drink I like to call iPod juice. No,
Okay.
we're going to go to Jesse's point of view camera, because we totally have more than one camera, because we can afford that.
Exactly.
And
Because we don't buy anything. Because I didn't spend my money on the iPod so that we can afford
we
more
run over
cameras.
everything we have.
Exactly.
All right, well, Jesse, if you'd hold this, I'm going to magically switch camera angles with the magic of editing.
So, everybody, today we are reviewing the app portion of the iPod Touch that you just saw on our review. So, we're going to take a look at a couple different apps. This is the 32 gigabyte 4th gen iPod Touch model. So, you can see that I have the basic Facebook, eBay, Craigslist, App Store, stuff like that. Basic things you will see. You can bring up the camera, which is really cool. And you can, you have different fields of view and things like that. Really cool iPod.
It's not showing up because the case actually covers the camera.
When-
Luckily, it
right.
comes off right there.
Because it's very cool. That's how the case comes out. And then you have a camera.
Oh, magic!
And whoa, that's going to be creepy.
Oh, hey,
so-
look. That's us.
So, now we can take a look at some other crappy, knockoff, somewhat modest apps that we found.
Yes,
We're-
because reviewing good apps aren't very fun. This
No.
app, yeah. Jesse, you take it away.
This is a game called Angry Bombs. We were trying to find crappy knockoffs of Angry Birds, but instead we found this lovely piece of design. Now, I say lovely in a sarcastic manner.
In case you couldn't tell.
So what you do with this app is you move side to side, and then you have a little bar at the bottom that catches bombs.
Because that's what you want to do. Whenever bombs are falling from the sky, you want to catch them.
Right, most people would generally release them, however, that's not the case in this app. You have a bit of... It's not too badly designed as far as the... as far as the graphics go.
Yeah.
And the bombs don't blink all at the same time, which shows you they had a little bit of designing skills, but not much because it's just basic shapes. Now, as you can see, this is a very easy app to play. It's made for probably 4-year-olds because I don't see anyone who would get much fun out of this app if they were over 4 years old.
You see, he's already on the final wave, and the
Right.
final wave, as you noticed, isn't very different from wave 1 and 2.
Exactly, and I haven't missed a bomb yet. I'm wondering what happens when you do though, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, game over if you miss one bomb. So it doesn't give you any room for error.
Oh, I see how it is. Alright, so that's the catch, is that you only have one life.
Exactly. Nobody likes one life.
No, but you don't really need any lives in that game since it's so freaking easy.
Right. Now, we shall go on to an app called Otaku.
Otaku. It's the
Otaku
Japanese
Dash.
word for nerd, but I'm pretty sure we'll just call it Otaku for now.
A taco.
Because
We both like tacos. Now, this game is probably one of the worst apps I have ever downloaded. Now, you hit start and you have to press the screen to make your little guy jump. However, it is not responsive whatsoever, and you cannot jump anything, and you kind of go up and then die all the time.
The graphics are a very just shameless ripoff of Mario, and Mario would certainly disapprove of this app, I am pretty certain.
Yes, he would, because he doesn't like knockoff apps either.
Do you know what the point of the game is, Jesse?
Not really. I don't even know if I'm supposed to collect coins or just to die a lot.
I think that's the princess in the front, and she drops
Probably.
things
And then there's a fat guy with a cape following her. I think.
Certainly not Mario.
Exactly, because Mario would be dead if he found himself in this game. Well, anyone would be dead if you found yourself in this game because it's not responsive and you keep dying. I think they should change the point of this game to just die all the time because more people would be able to win.
She keeps dropping things, and I'm not entirely sure what they are. I think
They're
sheep.
lamb. I think they are sheep.
They're sheep. So the point of this game, called Otaku Dash, which is the name of a Japanese nerd, following the graphics of Mario, where you collect coins and sheep while following the princess.
Right.
Makes all the sense in the world.
No point. It says I have 5 lives, but I'm really not sure.
How on God's green earth do you get those coins?
Nobody knows because you can't stay in air. Now, if you have the ability to actually play this game and I'm not doing something right, please let me know because I really do not know how this works other than to tap it and he jumps. If there is some other way to control this guy, I would really like to know because no one can figure it out.
But there probably isn't because this game sucks.
Yes. Now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wow.
That's done.
So then,
I assure you there are many more crappy apps. Actually, if you'll just leave us a comment with apps that you know suck or you think suck that you don't feel like downloading or wasting time on, just go ahead and leave that in the comments. That would be really nice.
Yes, and we will go ahead and review any apps that you would like us to. We'll download them. Please don't post any apps that cost money because, as you know, we are fairly cheap. Because I got this iPod for free and I didn't pay for it.
And we can't
I didn't
run
steal
over
it,
apps.
but yes.
We can't run over apps.
And if you have a way for us to run over apps, please let us know.
That would be very useful.
Yes, it would. Well, we hope you have enjoyed today's show on reviewing the 4th generation iPod Touch with some crappy apps, but a really nice Griffin case.
Because that was totally a necessary review after the new iPod Touch came out. But
exactly. We are one behind, and we promise you that we will always be one behind. So, if you feel that you would like to see more reviews and we didn't bore you to death, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel and we can keep reviewing things because we know you are actually watching.
And we can stay alive because our life, just like everybody else on YouTube, it does depend on subscriptions.
And positive thumbs up because you don't want a negative thumbs up or a positive thumb down, you want positive thumbs up.
That will kill me and all my children.
Exactly.
I do have like a wire tied to my heart, to my computer. I don't know if anybody else has that problem.
No,
but
probably not.
Okay.
It wasn't that kind of your cyborg.
We don't want to talk about that right now.
We will get to
anyway,
that.
Leave suggestions for more apps. That would be really cool.
Yes.
For more stuff to review that doesn't cost $1 billion. Mm-hmm. And, well, that's all we have for you today.
Right, so we hope you enjoyed this review of the 32GB 4th Gen iPod, and we hope to see you in the next video.
And in the spirit of a taco, I say sayonara.
We salute you.
Japan.
Exactly.